Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we have some more Kingdom Hearts 4 news that has to do with the realistic look from the trailer. We also have some new DLC for Cyberpunk 2077 on the way, and we'll take a look at the most recent Famitsu Sales. But before we get started, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing. That's the best way to let me know you enjoy the content on this channel. Now let's get started. So when the announcement trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4 came out at the beginning of the week, a lot of people noticed how Sora and the whole world looked really realistic and didn't have sort of that cartoonish look that it has had in the past. Well, the series creator was asked about this in Famitsu, and VGC has the translation here. Series creator Numaru shares fresh information on Kingdom Hearts 4 New World. So in this interview with Famitsu, Numaru was asked about Quadratum, the new world where the game is set. From Sora's perspective, Quadratum is an underworld, a fictional world that is different from reality. But from the point of view of the inhabitants of Quadratum's side, the world of Quadratum is reality, and the world where Sora and the others were is the other side, the fictional world. So it sounds more like this is just part of the game and not everywhere, because he goes on to add, Donald and Goofy are looking for clues about Sora in the original world. All the real worlds before the title display in the trailer are all Quadratum segments, and Sora will look realistic, but if he can return to the original world, he will look like Donald and Goofy with shaders like Donald and Goofy. So if you've played Kingdom Hearts games before, you know like when Sora goes into a world, let's say for example Nightmare Before Christmas, he kind of takes on a look of that area. So it sounds like what we were seeing in this trailer for this area called Quadratum, that's kind of what's happening here. This is a very realistic looking world, so Sora looks very realistic. Next, CD Projekt Red had an investors briefing, and in that they made some interesting announcements. CD Projekt Red has revealed that an upcoming Cyberpunk 2077 expansion will include a new storyline. So CD Projekt Red Vice President added, for everyone who has already walked the streets of Night City, we're working on further DLC as well as on a major expansion featuring a new storyline. Now this new storyline is not expected to come before 2023, but another interesting fact that was brought out in this meeting is Cyberpunk 2077 has now sold over 18 million copies. So many of you are probably already aware of the shaky start this game had, especially on a PS4 or Xbox One. So in less than a year and a half, it sold over 18 million copies. Now I for one picked it up last week for I believe it was $7 after shipping from Best Buy. So I would be interested to see what the actual gross revenue of the game was, because it's been on sale several times for $10 or less. Now I kind of doubt the DLC for this is going to be free. I'm thinking it's probably going to be paid DLC, and with an install base of 18 million copies, the game could make up the difference in what it may have not brought in from all those sales. And finally, let's take a look at the Famitsu sales starting for the week of April 4th. These are the most recent software sales, and in number 1 we have Kirby and the Forgotten Land. And then again, taking the second spot is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Minecraft and Pokemon Legends Arceus have swapped place this week at 3 and 4, and then Smash Brothers and Elden Ring have also swapped places at 5 and 6. Then we have Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Ring Fit Adventure and Animal Crossing New Horizons also switched spaces. And I do have to wonder if Kirby and the Forgotten Land will become another evergreen title for Nintendo. Right now it's sold over 500,000 units in Japan, and it doesn't really show any signs of slowing down. Next, let's take a look at the hardware sales. We again have the PlayStation 5 sitting in the middle of the pack of the Switch family of systems. followed by the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition, and then we have both the Xbox Series S and X sitting behind all the current gen systems. Actually, as I look closer at this chart, there seems to be a typo and numbers 7 and 8 should be switched. So really, the new 2DS LL outsold the Xbox Series X. Now, on the previous week, the Xbox Series X sold about 2,800 units. So my guess as to why this low number this week is that there was probably supply constraints. And I think the supply constraints really go across the board with almost all these systems. I really hope in the coming months supply becomes less of an issue and people are actually able to buy the systems that they want. And that's all we have for today's video. Did anything catch your attention? Are you relieved to know that Sora is not going to have this realistic look the entire game? And do you think Kirby and the Forgotten Land will be another evergreen title for Nintendo? Drop a comment about that or anything else we covered today. I want to thank you for watching, have a great weekend, and be good.